Good evening, everyone. Today we will start our stream, but this stream will be from a different part of this world. Today we will fly in South America from Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, to Rio De Janeiro in Brazil. Today we will enjoy, I'm sure that we're gonna enjoy new sceneries, beautiful sceneries, because as far as I know that this part of the world is very beautiful in terms of sceneries and the mountains, so I'm sure we're gonna enjoy it. This flight, today we will fly from the airport name is Georgie Newberry Aeroparque, or Jorge, I think, in the local language. Thank you, Naya. Thank you. So I think this airport is the second airport in Buenos Aires. It's not the main airport, because I think the main airport in Buenos Aires is called Aziza or Aziza Airport. Anyway, مساء الخير جميعا. اليوم رحلتنا راح تكون بمنطقة بعيدة شوي بهذا العالم، جنوب أمريكا. راح نطير من عاصمة الأرجنتين بيونس آيرس للبرازيل ريو دي جانيرو. الواثق اليوم انه راح تكون رحلتنا مليئة بالمشاهد الحلوة، لانه هاي المنطقة من العالم فيها طبيعة جميلة جدا. بتمنى كمان انه ناخد اكسبيرينس حلوة من خلال رحلتنا اليوم راح نطير من مطار خورخي ايروباركي بالارجنتين، واللي هو يعتبر بعتقد مطار رقم 2 ببيونس آيرس، مش المطار الرئيسي. طبعا رحلتنا اليوم مثل العادة راح تكون على شبكة الفاتسم او من خلال الفاتسم. كمان حسب ما انا شايف راح نطير مبدئيا من مطار جورجي باركي او ايرو باركي على شبكة اليونيكوم. بنرحب فيكم مرة تانية. and now let's go back to the airport to have a close view to the airport. And this is our aircraft for today, TAM or LATAM. The call sign is TAM, and our call sign for this flight is call sign 225. Today also we have the new thing. We will not fly the live weather of the Microsoft Flight Simulator. We will use the Rex Weather Force 2020. I think I was checking the weather, the default weather of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't think it's that accurate. That's why I prefer to try today to fly using the Rex Weather Force. So hopefully we're gonna enjoy this flight. Now let's jump into the cockpit and start the MCDU and the planning. So we go to the AOC menu, the init.
Ready to go when you are.
I think we will delay the flight for more 15 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes.
From the flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the unfortunate duty to inform you that due to a technical issue, we're going to be very slightly behind schedule.
In our flight today, and as per the flight plan, we have 174 passengers. So while complete the boarding, we will do the other things in the MCDU and our flight plan. I will check the fuel. The fuel we have minimum 8.8 tons and maximum 9.3. So I think let's put like 9. The wind is 3.5, so we will refuel the flight or the aircraft with 9 tons. The total time, the estimated time for our flight today is maximum 3 hours, including the taxiing. Okay, so now we go to the init page. Sorry. Today we will use the experimental version of fly-by-wire. As per the flight radar, the active runway for departure today in this airport is runway 31, and our SID is Dorvo 7. Excellent. And the arrival runway, as per the flight plan also, is runway 15, ILS 15 Romeo, or sorry, ILS Romeo 15, and the star is PABI 1 Bravo. PABI 1 Bravo. The transition is Igbut. Now the flight plan is ready. We have 1,108 miles. Let's compare it to the flight plan. It's 1,128. Almost the same. Let's review it on the display. So I think this Dorvo is duplicated, so we can clear it from here. It's a straightforward flight route today. We don't have that curves. This sounds good. 1,107. Okay. And now I think the boarding is complete. Yes, exactly. The boarding is complete. So we go to the zero fuel. Today 24.4, and the block fuel is 9. The wind is 3.5. Okay, that's it. Now the perf page, the flaps 1, and what is the view? The zero fuel weight, it's 24.6. So we put here point, or that's it. No. I think 1 up 0.6. That's it. Flex to temp, we can compute it from the flex to temp. calculator. So this sheet which I was talking about during the previous stream to the people who asked me about how to calculate the flex to temp for takeoff. So this sheet, it's in Google. It's called fstools.tech. It's very easy to find in the Google. It's only customized for the A320. Now the airport for today is SABE, the ICAO. The runway is 31. It's dry. The outside temperature in the airport, we can take it from here. It's plus 25, so we can put 25. Takeoff weight, it's in the flight plan. So our takeoff weight for today is 72,340. The packs on or off, let's use the packs off, and the flap configuration 1. Now we calculate. So it gave me the flex to temp, it's 43, and the wind at the airport currently now is 0107. This is the runway, and also it gives me the V1, VR, and V2. So we will enter the same data here. First of all, the transition level in this airport is 4,000. It's 4,000, and the flex to temp is 43 as per the calculation sheet. Now we have 2,020 for the thrust reduction, and the V1 is, as per the calculation sheet, 137. The VR is 142, and the V2 is 145. We don't have speed restrictions in the SID, so I think we are fine, or we are ready to start at this level. Okay. So now we will report to the traffic in a minute. Very good. Now we start the APU. Disengage the cargo and the catering. Also in this flight we will utilize also the daylight. We will fly during the day and using the live weather. But as I said in the beginning of the stream, the live weather today is from Rex Weather Force, not based on the default live weather of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, now we start the APU bleed, the fuel pumps, and we are ready for pushback. George Newberry traffic, TAM 225 starting pushback. I prefer to release the speed brake at this point.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 225 with service to Rio De Janiero. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours and 29 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Okay, now we start the pushback. Start engine number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Estimados pasajeros, es un placer tenerlos a bordo de la TAM. Por su seguridad y confort, solicitamos poner atención a las instrucciones de seguridad de este avión. Por favor, acompáñenos. Guarde el equipaje de mano en el compartimiento superior o bajo el asiento de adelante. Pasillos, salidas de emergencia en primera fila deben estar libres de equipaje. Ajuste su cinturón de seguridad cada vez que la señal se ilumine. Para abrocharlo, inserte la punta de metal en la hebilla y ajústelo tirando la correa. Para abrirlo, levante la tapa de la hebilla. Le recomendamos mantener su cinturón de seguridad abrochado y visible durante todo el vuelo, aunque la señal esté apagada. Los pasajeros deben cumplir con las instrucciones de la tripulación, letreros y señales luminosas. Está prohibido fumar a bordo, inclusive cigarrillos electrónicos. Manipular los detectores de humo en los baños está prohibido.
Engine number
por ley.
1 is ready and start engine number 2. And set
Dispositivos electrónicos,
parking
incluyendo
brake
teléfonos celulares, pueden ser usados durante todo el vuelo siempre que estén en modo avión. Dispositivos de mayor tamaño como computadores personales deben estar apagados y guardados durante rodaje, despegue y aterrizaje. Los de menor tamaño como teléfonos móviles o tablets deben ser sujetados o guardados en el bolsillo del asiento. Si se le cae un dispositivo en el asiento, no intente sacarlo y avise inmediatamente a la tripulación. En preparación para el despegue, asegure su mesa y ponga su respaldo en posición vertical. Este avión tiene 6 salidas de emergencia con toboganes que pueden ser usados en una evacuación. Los toboganes de las puertas pueden ser utilizados como balsa. Localice su salida más cercana a la que podría estar detrás de usted. En caso de evacuación, deje sus pertenencias a
Now
bordo.
both engines are
Identifique
ready.
su elemento de flotación indicado en el asiento frente a usted. Si es un cojín, abrácelo y sujételo de las manillas. Si es un chaleco salvavidas,
We
lo
arm the
encontrará
speed
debajo de su
brakes.
asiento. Retírelo de la bolsa.
Put
Páselo
the
sobre su
engine
cabeza.
switch to norm.
Abroche la cinta en la parte delantera y
Use
ajústela a la
flaps 1.
cintura. Al salir del avión, inflelo tirando la manilla roja o soplando por la boquilla. Una
Auto
luz se
brake,
activa al contacto
auto
con el
brake
agua.
max. Increase the brightness here, switch off the
Si la cabina
APU.
pierde presión, máscaras caerán automáticamente sobre su asiento.
Okay, now we set
Tome
the
la
trim.
máscara, colóquela sobre su nariz y boca, deslice la banda elástica alrededor de su cabeza, ajústela y respire
4.6.
normalmente.
Almost
Coloque su
here.
propia máscara antes de asistir a niños u otras personas. En caso de
Flight
requerir mayor
control
información,
checklist.
le invitamos a leer nuestra tarjeta con información de seguridad ubicada en el bolsillo frente a usted. Gracias por su atención y disfrute su vuelo con la TAM.
Very good. I think we are ready to move. Almost done. So switch on the taxi lights and we report to the traffic. Georgia Newberry traffic TAM 225 taxiing to runway 31 for departure via Alpha. We don't see any traffic on the ground on the ground of the airport. Now this is Alpha. Actually, today is the first time I used the full information of the calculation sheet, the sheet that I showed you before in the beginning of the stream. Actually, in all of my previous flights, I was relying on the speed, the V1, VR, V2 calculated by the aircraft. But today I was thinking of why not using the information in the calculation sheet, because as you may noticed in the previous flights, once you have upon the takeoff, it says here takeoff inhabited. So I think it was it's because of the wrong data entered into the MCDU. So hopefully it works today. Georgia Newberry traffic TAM 225 will line up and take off runway 31. Now since we are entering the runway and seems no traffic in and out, again we will announce to the cabin. For your information, we don't have that long runway. It's 7,000 feet long.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
So now we are ready for takeoff. Knots. V1, rotate, positive climb, gear up, harsh, hello my friend, welcome on board. Nice to see you, my friend. Still we have this info, this message. I don't know if it's due to bug or we did something wrong. I don't know. This now the TCAS. I always forget to turn on the TCAS. Now the thrust to the climb, and we set or let's say balance the aircraft. Now switch on or turn on the autopilot. The Ayman. Hello Ayman. Yeah, I'm fine, my friend. You are watching. Welcome on board. Okay, now we have reached the transition level, so we set the altimeter to standard, and here 1013, and we continue climbing. Our cruising altitude for today is flight level 370. So we will fly on a level, cruising level 37,000 feet. The airman, sorry, I read it wrongly. The airman, hello, the airman. I'm happy that each stream I find some new friends and new viewers. Something very interesting, and it's really make the flights more interesting and more exciting. So welcome to all of you, the new viewers and frequent viewers, and I hope if you subscribe to this channel, if you didn't do so, that will be great. Sorry, the airman. My bad, my friend. Now we are at flight level 9,500. Climbing, so we will turn off the landing lights, the seatbelt sign, the spoilers or the speed brakes.
our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free licenses library. The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. Now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you do due to unexpected circumstances.
Today our route will be a straight route let's see it together on the navigraph. Now we are at this point, so we will fly north over the Uruguay, then we will fly over the coast until we reach Rio de Janeiro or Rio de Janeiro. From this point, our arrival runway will be ILS Romeo, runway 15 via transition IGDOT. So most of our flight will be over the coast. If someone from Brazil watching or from Argentina, correct me, how many airports in Buenos Aires and how many airports in Rio de Janeiro? Because I see in the flight radar that we have two airports in Buenos Aires and three big airports in Rio de Janeiro. Our arrival airport in Rio de Janeiro is Galileo Antonio Carlos Jobim or Jobim, I think, in the local language of Brazil. Galileo Antonio Carlos. So I will name it as Galileo Airport. I don't know if it's correct or not. إذا معظم رحلتنا اليوم راح تكون فوق الشواطئ الشرقية للقارة الأمريكية الجنوبية. راح نطير فوق، طبعا احنا طلعنا من عاصمة الأرجنتين، راح نطير من فوق الأوروغواي، بعدين راح نمشي فوق سواحل الأوروغواي لنوصل لسواحل البرازيل حتى نوصل لريو دي جانيرو. Galileo Airport or Rio de Janeiro Airport, the airport that we are going to today, is one of the default airport in Microsoft's Flight Simulator, and it's one of the customized airport, and I really love it. It's very well done airport, and it comes by default in the game. Also, I see in the flight radar that the weather in Rio de Janeiro is overcast, so it's not that clear as we see here in Buenos Aires. Now we are turning left to head north, and we will maintain north until we reach our destination. The expected arrival from this time is 2 hours and 12 minutes. Melody, يا أهلا يا أهلا يا مرحبا. Yes, Tongo dance to sun. Yes, exactly. I see the weather is moderate, or the temperature is normal in that part of the world. I don't know if it's normal in that part, because now it's cold in our countries in Europe and the Middle East. So it's really nice. It was 25 degrees in Buenos Aires, so it's a very beautiful weather. اهلا صديقي ميلودي. تمام حبيبي، مشتاق لك والله، كله تمام الحمد لله. We will see a beautiful mountains over Rio de Janeiro, or around Rio de Janeiro. That's why it's very nice to fly during the daylight, to have the chance to see the beautiful sceneries of that area. Stumps Aviation, what livery are you flying with? It's LATAM. It's a Brazilian company. I think it's famous in South America. So it's called LATAM, and the call sign is TAM. Miss you too, my friend Melody. I would like to remind the viewers that anyone download livery from the flightsim.to or from anywhere, he should make sure that it's compatible with update 7 of MSFS 2020. Otherwise it will cause a crash to desktop once you fly with it. So make sure that you download the compatible liveries, because you will find so many liveries there, but some of them is not compatible. Thank you, Stumps Aviation. Yeah, it's really nice. I like it also, this livery. In each flight, I prefer to use livery from the same region, the same countries, or the same departure or destination. So I was saying that the temperature is so nice in Buenos Aires, and now it's also, I think it's a little bit hot also in Rio de Janeiro. It's 30 degrees. I like the window views also in the aircraft, so that's why I always jump into go back to the cockpit and then have a nice some other views from the windows. It makes me feel that I'm flying in this aircraft. So we are still climbing. We are now at 20 or 28,000, climbing to 37,000. Once we reach our cruising altitude, we will set our top of descent and we will review together our star or arrival into Rio de Janeiro. We have some turbulences here. I don't know, it's because of the Rex weather force or it's normal, because I don't see any mountains or anything abnormal. So maybe I will do some testing. Maybe I will disconnect the Rex weather force and use the live weather of MSFS to make sure that Candice Flores, I love the game, let me play it. Hello Candice, welcome on board. Guys, if you have any question or if you have any experience you want to share us with, please feel free to put it on the chat. So we can share it and discuss it together. I don't feel good about the performance of the flight. I don't know why we have these bumps or I don't see any reason for that. You know what, I will disconnect the Rex weather force and I will try the live weather of the game. Yeah, I think that's the reason, the Rex weather force. I don't know why, but it happened to me once and now it's happening again. So we will use the flight, the game default live weather. So now we are flying lifetime live weather of MSFS 2020. As you may see now, we are flying with the wind direction. So our ground speed is too high. It's 523 nautical miles. Today also we are using the Pack X to have some change. So we are using the Pack X, as you see the ribbon at the bottom of the page, instead of the Luke Air tool that we were using during our last 3 or 4 flights. So now we are still on the Unicom frequency. We are flying using the VATSIM network, but still no ATC service or services around. So that's why we are flying on the Unicom frequency. Let me check if we have some services or ATIS information in Rio De Janeiro airport. I don't think so, but let's give it a try. Waiting for the message, to receive the message. It's received, but it didn't show on the screen, so we don't have. It's not available or unavailable in Rio de Janeiro. Mas bro, hello bro. So in this case, we go back as we used to do to the flight radar information or website. Mass Bro playing game in mobile phones. Okay. But what kind of games? It's simulators or what? You are from Indonesia. Hello, welcome my friend. Mass Bro from Indonesia, and he's saying that he plays game in mobile phone. Okay, now we are flying over Uruguay, or Uruguay. We call it in Arabic Uruguay. This is our position. Mass Bro, yes, like you're playing game. Next time, take off from Indonesia, bro. Okay, you are most welcome. I will, yes, I will do my best to do some flights from or to Indonesia or Indonesia. I'd love to. So I will download some airports. I think the main airport in Jakarta, the capital. So I will download the main airport, and I will do some flights from there or to there. Actually, the Far East, I love to fly to or from the Far East, but I was planning once we have the reliable long-haul aircrafts or flights, I will do some long-haul flight from the Middle East, from Dubai, Abu Dhabi to Indonesia, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and some other countries, beautiful countries in the Far East. Now we have reached our cruising altitude, 37,000 feet. So let's check together the star for arrival. This is our star, Pabi 1 Bravo. So starting from here, from Aknob, we have to reach this point, Ropas, at flight level below 28,000 feet. So we will start or set our top of descent based on this point, Ropas. Then we will continue to Iltit, then descend to flight level 220 until we reach Kabuk, then Whiskey Juliet 001 at flight level above 210. Then we will continue until we reach Pabeb at flight level above 120 also, 210, 120. Then we will go to the right side and descend to flight level 9,000 feet at the point Golf Lima 039. Then we will continue until we reach Igdut. This is our transition for the current arrival, Igdut, at flight level above 6,300 feet. And after that we will catch up with our final approach, which is ILS runway 15. Let's check the ILS information. So here's Igdut. We have to reach it at flight level 6,300. Then we will make a right turn at the point delta 16.8, and we will descend to 5,400 until we reach Igbat, then Robol. So we will reach Igbat at flight level 3,300 feet. Rida, hi, I'm a big fan. Hello my friend, welcome. You are always welcome. Thank you my friend. So at Igbat we have to be at 3,300, then we will descend to 1,710 until we reach Robol. At Robol we will intercept with ILS or establish the ILS, and we will descend until we reach our arrival runway 15. So first of all, let's set our top of descent. So based on the star, we said that we will set our top of descent based on the point Ropas. So and we have to be at Ropas at flight level below 28,000 feet. So we'll use the fly pad. Our initial descent will be to flight level 28,000. So we have to descend before Ropas, start descending before Ropas 28 miles before that point, and we will add 10 more nautical miles. So 38 nautical miles before Ropas we have to start descending. So we go here, type Ropas, .38 miles. So we set in this way we set our top of descent. To make sure, okay, to make sure that it's set. That's it, okay, so it's done. The blue circle shows our top of descent. So we have to start descending once we cross the point Akno. Okay, it's too early now to set the frequency of the runway 15 because it might change. So let's wait until we reach like 500 miles, around 500 miles. So we will start set our radio nav information. Masked bodybuilder, where are you from? Yes, my friend, I am from originally from Jordan, but I live in Abu Dhabi, in the UAE. As I said before, I feel really happy when I see new friends in each stream. So thank you guys for all of you who have joined, newly joined the channel. So I wish if you can push the subscribe button in order to increase the subscribers in each channel, and this will encourage me more to do more frequent flights. I'm doing my best to have That's the normal question which anybody asks. The masked bodybuilder is asking in real life, can you land an Airbus if all the pilots are dead? I don't know, but I think I can do something. I'm not saying that I can land it, but I think I can do something. If you are asking me, if it's Airbus A320, the same aircraft that we are flying today, because this is the most aircraft that I know about, so maybe with some guidance from the ATC or from the people on the ground, I can do something, I can help, but I'm not sure if I can land it perfectly or not. But I don't have to face this experience, such experience, to be in an aircraft and the captains are dead. But it's very nice question, and also it's very familiar question. You know, all the people that I met ask me the same question, or ask the same question in general. You see, the turbulences stopped once we disconnected the Rex weather force, so I think it causes that instability in the aircraft. So that's why I switched off the Rex weather force, and I'm back to the default live weather of the game. Actually, I have noticed that most of the airports, or South America has so many airports which have special or need some let's say it's more exciting in landing. Some of them, so many of them are on high terrain, so it's really challenging to land an aircraft in these airports. Masked bodybuilder, can you descend a little bit so we can see the ground? Let me try. Unfortunately, I cannot descend. I can only zoom in. But let me do something else. This is another view from far position from drone camera to our aircraft. I will try to descend it. Sorry, my friend, I cannot descend more than this because we are flying in a very high altitude. Mahdiar, hello. Hello, my friend. Mahdiar Nikahtar, welcome on board. Glad to see you again. I hope you enjoyed the previous flight. We had very nice landing in, I think it was Izmir. But today we are flying over some point in Rida is saying that I hit the 100 subscribers. Oh, very good, very good. Thank you, Rida. Very nice. You're right, it's 101 subscribers. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. So that's why we will do a special flight. Our next flight, I will do my best to be a special flight. To celebrate crossing the 100 subscribers. Very nice sceneries actually. I see that South America has so many beautiful areas. I haven't been there before, but I would love to. Because the only thing I know personally about South America is the football. The players, Messi, the Brazilian also players, the Brazilian team. Please, can next flight, Rida is asking, can next flight aircraft Boeing 787 Qatar Airways? Sure, my friend. We will fly next time. We'll be on Qatar Airways Dreamliner Boeing 787. Based on the request of our friend Rida. So I will update the heavy division mode because I have it already, and I flew this aircraft before, but I will double check if there are any updates on it, and we will do the flight. Welcome Rida. So it's not remaining that much. We have still 1 hour and 36 minutes to reach our final destination. And let me check how many miles. We still need 754 miles. So once we approach the 500, we will start setting the information for the frequency, the localizer, and the weather information. But in the meanwhile, we can maybe enter the flight radar information of Rio de Janeiro Airport, or Galileo. Based on the flight radar. The arrival runway is... What's that runway? I don't know. I think it's 15. Yeah, exactly, it's 15, so it's correct. And the weather in Rio de Janeiro is 13012. The wind, the temperature is 29, the QNH is 1007. So we can start now, enter the perf page information, the temperature 29, 130 over 12 knots, the wind, and the QNH is 1007. And ILS, maybe we can now enter the ILS, since it shows that it's 15. So the frequency, or before the frequency, since we are on this page, the minimum is 217. The localizer frequency is 110.5. And the runway heading is 149. This is based on the flight radar, and we have overcast, so we might face some clouds during our landing, which will be very interesting. Mahdiar is asking, where are the auto buttons and throttle? What do you mean by that, my friend? I didn't get you. What do you mean the auto buttons and the throttle? You mean the autopilot? This is the button of the autopilot. From here we switch on the autopilot. That's why now the aircraft is on the autopilot and flying using the navigation of the flight plan. Also the speed as set by the, let's say, the managed speed. We can increase it or reduce it. By the way, let me double check the speed. We are using the same speed of the operational flight plan, and the throttle, if you mean, if I correctly got your answer, your question, this is the throttle. Now we set the throttle to the climb. Once we do the takeoff, since we are doing the flex to temp takeoff, so we set the throttle to at this point until we reach the V1. After the V1 we climb above the runway, in most of the cases 2,000 feet. When we reach 2,000 feet above the runway, we reduce the throttle to the climb, and we set the autopilot. And also this button means that the aircraft is flying based on the autopilot. Welcome Mehdiyar. Once these indicators shows shows some information. This is the flight level, now 370. This is the heading, and this is the Mach or the speed. So once we see that button here, it means that, for example, the heading, the aircraft is flying on the direction of the navigation, so it's automatically flies directed. Here the speed also means that it flies based on the managed speed, which is the speed indicated in the MCDU or the computer, let's say, of the aircraft. Once we click this button, now we fix the speed, for example, here at Mach 0.78. For those who don't know what does Mach mean, Mach means that the percentage of the speed from the sonic speed. Now this Mach means that we are flying 78% of the sonic speed, or the speed of sound. This indicator shows the rate of descending or rate of climbing. So now, since it's 00, means that we are not descending or climbing. Also, one of the good functions in this fly-by-wire model, that we can know the ATIS information in the airport of arrival and the airport of departure, provided that we have ATC information there. VATSIM, tower, send the information. If we don't have ATC information, we don't have any information, or we don't have any. So now means that currently we don't have information from VATSIM, which means no ATC service in Rio De Janeiro airport. Rida is asking how much time till we land. It's 1 hour and 27 minutes until we reach our final, until we touch down. But before that, maybe after like 55 minutes or 50 minutes, we will start descending. So stay with us, you will see very beautiful sceneries, and also the star, which means the way of our descending for today. It will be very interesting because we have the mountains around and the beautiful sceneries of Rio de Janeiro and the airport itself. خلينا نعطي شوية معلومات بالعربي. المتبقي للرحلة ساعة و26 دقيقة أو دقيقة. راح نبدأ بالهبوط التدريجي خلال بعد 50 دقيقة أو أقل. المسافة المتبقية 661 نوتيكال مايلز أو عقدة. المعلومات اللي عم ناخدها حول الطقس بمطار الوصول بريو دي جانيرو هي من موقع الفلايت رادار 24 نتيجة عدم وجود برج مراقبة أو خدمة أبراج مراقبة بمطار الوصول لغاية هاي اللحظة. بس ممكن بأي وقت من الأوقات يكون شبكة الفاتسم أو some ATC خلينا نقول information بريو دي جانيرو. طبعا هاي المرة الأولى اللي بنطلع فيها بهاي القناة بأمريكا الجنوبية. رح تكون إن شاء الله في رحلات أخرى كمان. ممكن نعمل رحلات لسانتياغو بتشيلي. ممكن كمان نطير فوق الإكوادور، نطير فوق غابات الأمازون. برضو كمان رح يكون في عنا رحلات بالولايات المتحدة الأمريكية نتيجة طبعا التنوع بالطبيعة اللي موجود بالولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. So on the navigraph, this is our position or location. And also I will check the VATSIM map محمد الصديق. Thank you my friend. I really appreciate it. أسل. شكرا حبيبتي. إذن احتفالا بتجاوزنا 100 مشترك خلال هذا الفيديو، إن شاء الله الفيديو القادم راح يكون مثل ما طلب صديقنا رضا. الرحلة راح تكون على متن بوينغ 787 دريم لاينر قطر ايرويز، وعم بفكر انه تكون الرحلة من مطار هواري بوميديان بالجزائر للدوحة. راح تكون رحلة طويلة شوي بس راح تكون كتير ممتعة، فإن شاء الله راح تكون بأقرب وقت وأقرب فرصة ممكن بكرة. بحاول إنها تكون بكرة إن شاء الله. So tomorrow, or let's say the next flight, we will celebrate passing the 100 subscribers in this channel, and based on the request of our friend Rida, we will fly the Boeing 787 Dreamliner Qatar Airways from Hawari Boumediene in Algeria airport, Hawari Boumediene, to Doha in Qatar. Long haul flight, but we will really enjoy it. سو ميلودي كمان نترقب وجودك معنا، نتشرف بوجودك معنا بهاي الرحلة، وبوعدك ان شاء الله الرحلة اللي بعدها راح تكون من مطار ليون بفرنسا لمطار هواري بوميديان بالجزائر. Now we are reaching some different terrains. It's mountains, I think. Let me check from outside the aircraft. So after this point, shortly we will fly over the coast of Brazil and Uruguay until we reach Rio de Janiero. Sure, my friend Muhammad As-Siddiq want me to explain more about flight plans. Muhammad, we use this website. It's called SimBrief. It's a free website. We use it for the flight plans. simbrief.com. You enter, you make an account freely. You put the ICAO of the airline you use. For example, here we are flying LATAM, and I have video on this channel explaining how we know the call sign of each airline and the ICAO of the airport. It's from the Wikipedia, basically. So you put the airline ICAO code, any number for the flight, the aircraft type, the original or the origin, which means the departure runway, the ICAO code of the airport that you are flying from, and the arrival runway, the destination, the ICAO. All you use is the ICAOs. Then the SimBrief gives you the flight plan. After that, you press generate and you export it to PDF. It shows like this. It gives you all the details you want for the flight, the cost index, the cruising altitude. For example, now we are flying 37,000. The fuel, here you have the block fuel, and the route also described here, the SID and the star for your departure and arrival in the airport. In addition to that, so many information. It's 33 pages, the flight plan, very detailed. Also, it gives you the out time, Zulu time and local time, and the in, which means the arrival, Zulu time and local time. Zulu time means the Greenwich Mean Time, the block time for the flight. For example, today we have 3 hours flight, including the taxi in, taxi out, the passengers. All of these are automatically generated from the SimBrief. Here it gives you the route in details, because as you know, or as you may know, the route includes waypoints and airways. For example, Pabot is a waypoint, but UN 857 is the airway, and the altitude and the speed at each single point of the route. So this is the route from the departure until arrival. And also here it gives you some information about the weather and the wind direction and the speed at each point in the plan, in the flight plan. Moreover, here gives you some details about the airports, the departure airport and the arrival airport, and also the alternative airport in case you have been diverted to another airport. Also, the flight plan gives you the map. It shows you the map of the route. This is our route for today. So basically, after in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, after you generate it from SimBrief, you use this application, which is called Navigraph. You import the flight plan from the SimBrief to Navigraph. Gives you more details and charts about the route and the airports. So these are basically the basic information of the flight plans. So all of it created by the SimBrief. It's very important to have the SimBrief before you start any flight in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can use the flight plans in the Microsoft Flight Simulator itself, but the SimBrief gives you more information, which makes the flight looks like a real flight. And you get the similar experience of the real pilots. So hopefully I explain to you, I give you some information about the flight plan. Muhammad As-Siddiq. So every information we have in this flight and all of our flights, it's imported from the sim brief, from the flight plan itself. The fuel, the waypoints, the airways, the passengers, everything from the flight plan. Welcome, Muhammad As-Siddiq. Ahlan Habibi. And also I explained in the explanation on tutorial video about the SIDs and stars. And definitely if we have ATC, if we are flying using the VATSIM network and we have traffic controller, at any point he can direct us to maybe give us some shortcuts or shortcut, so we have to comply with his instructions or directions. And sometimes once we reach the arrival airport, he vectors us, which means that he guides us to the airport. Sometimes the traffic controllers, they request or they instruct the pilots to comply with the SID or the star, and sometimes they give you another direction. So Muhammad, this is our star for today, which means the arrival, let's say route, the green one, and this is from the Navigraph. So we will use this star, which means this will be our way to descend until we reach our final or arrival runway in the airport. This is the airport. So the star shows you the flight levels at each waypoint, and sometimes give you speed restrictions you have to comply with. And the fly-by-wire, once you fly using the fly-by-wire, and most of the aircrafts in the MSFS 2020, it's linked with the sim brief. So you don't need to add all these waypoints or the flight plan manually in the MCDU. This is the MCDU. You only need to import it from sim brief, and it automatically shows up on the MCDU. But all you need to do is to fix some waypoints, to add or adjust or something, but you don't need to import it or add it manually. Yes, these data, all of these data entered in the FMS. In the Airbus, it's called the MCDU. I think in the Boeing it's called the FMS. So everything entered here. From this little screen and buttons, you control the whole flight and the whole aircraft. So that's why I fly always using the fly-by-wire versions of the Airbus A320 Neo, and also the Boeing 787, the heavy division mode, the improvement, let's say, mode for the Boeing 787, also compatible with the SimBrief. So all we need to do is to import the data from SimBrief to the FMS or the MCDU. At the beginning of the stream, I did the procedures for that. You can maybe later on go back to the beginning of this stream and you'll see how we import the flight plan to the MCDU, or how we start the flight. As you see, we have overcast over the areas ahead, and over also Rio de Janeiro city. Yes, I have a video, tutorial video. It's 20 or 25 minutes in this channel. Gives some information, but it's in Arabic. If you don't have any problem with the Arabic, if you speak Arabic, I made it in Arabic. I'm planning to do one more video in English about the SimBrief, the Navigraph, or the essential modes and essential websites that we need to have if we want to enjoy a real flight in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we will start descending in less than 30 or 25 minutes. Agra Pratama. Hello. Hi, my friend. Welcome on board. So this is our top of descent circle, let's say. So top of descent circle means that we will start descending, or the point that we will start descending at. Muhammad al-Siddiq, it's too early to fasten the seatbelts. We will maybe start fastening the seatbelts after 40 minutes during our descending to the airport. But it's nice to keep your seatbelts fastened during the flight. Abdurrahman Channels. Hello my friend, thank you. Welcome on board. Yes, hello Abdul Rahman. Hello my friend. Welcome on board. إذن سنبدأ بالهبوط التدريجي بعد حوالي 20 دقيقة أو خلال 20 دقيقة من عند النقطة أكنوب. راح ننزل مبدئيا لارتفاع 28,000 قدم. لازم نوصل للنقطة روباس على ارتفاع تحت أو بأقل من 28,000 قدم. بعدين نواصل الهبوط التدريجي حسب الستار اللي شفناها على النافيجراف لغاية ما نوصل للمدرج رقم 15. Welcome back رضا. So this is ROPAS, shows up on the display. So we will start descending at Aknob until we reach ROPAS. We have to be at ROPAS at flight level below 28,000 feet. Let me go back to the flight radar to check the changes or the development on the weather. still the runway 15 is the active runway. Let me check the other information. So the wind is 130.12 knots. The temperature is 29. The QNH is 1007. I think we forgot to add the transition level. So here the transition altitude is 8,000, so I will put the transition level 9,000. So still the ATIS information or the weather information the same at Galileo Airport. Yes, Muhammad, we will land in 48 minutes, but we will start descending in less than 20 minutes. So, for those who have just joined us, we are flying on the VATSIM network, but we don't have controllers, so we will report to the traffic once we start descending or establishing the ILS, or during our taxiing inside the airport. Let's have a look before we start landing to the Rio De Janiero airport to see the gates and where can we stand or park. So this is the airport. This is the chart of the airport, and my friend Mohammed As-Siddiq asked me also about the flight plans. Also, this is the most important thing that shows or given by Navigraph, the chart of the airport. So this is the runway 15. This is our landing runway, and this is the aprons of the airport or the terminals. So as I see, the airport is inside an island in Rio de Janeiro, and we have also to check the parking spots inside the airport. Terminal 1, Terminal 2, and these are the numbers of the gates. So I think we will land in runway 15, vacate the runway at any of the taxiways here. I'm not sure if we can catch up with Delta, but I think it will be Echo or Foxtrot. So we will go left until we reach any of the gates here in Terminal 1 or Terminal 2. Stand of choice, except that we have, provided that we don't have ATC to give us the direction. And based on the available gates also. I don't see on the VATSIM network that we have so much traffic at Galeo Airport, but anyway, we will check. "15 minutes to start descending." Now we have some change on the weather in Rio De Janeiro. So we go to the perf page and update the information. The temperature now is 28 instead of 29. And the QNH is 1006. The wind is 120 over 16. So you have to keep an eye on the flight radar as long as you are approaching the airport. Sarhat 47, I'm fine. Hello my friend, nice to see you again. And you, how are you doing? And how is the simulator and the flights with you? Sarhat 47. Good, my friend Sarhat. Yeah, Sarhat, 107. I really feel very proud of you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's growing. Very nice. And Sarhad, our next flight will be using the Boeing 787, the Dreamliner, so make sure to join us. You remember Sarhad's asking that last time you recommended to use VATSIM and by Thrustmaster, yeah. Now I indicate, very good, that's what I expected. Sarhad, now he has the Thrustmaster Airbus and he shared the VATSIM. Yeah, it really adds a lot to the experience and to the pleasure of flying with the flight simulator. Muhammad Siddiq said, what does the FD button do? The FD button, the flight director, it should be pressed, it should be on as long as you are flying or let's say moving the aircraft. It indicates to the aircraft to use the information download it, and it gives you the cross that shows here, the green one, which also helps once you are controlling the aircraft manually. It helps you to keep it stabilized or stabilize the aircraft. Now, as you see, it's in the middle. It should be like this. As long as it's like this, on this shape, the aircraft is stabilized. And once you land it, you turn it off. Yeah, you are right. It's very different experience when flying using the VATSIM network. You are right, Sarhad. I changed to Boeing only for this one. I will try to fly it. I flew it before, but one of our new friends, Rida, asked me to celebrate the 100 subscribers, reaching the 100 subscribers, to make a special flight using the Boeing 787. So I will fly the Boeing 787 using the Qatar Airways livery, and I'm planning to do it from Algeria, Hawari Boumediene Airport to Doha Airport. So inshallah, maybe it will be tomorrow. I will do my best to make it tomorrow, and I will make it a little earlier because it will be a long flight. So tomorrow I will download Hawari Boumediene from flightsim.to website, and I will try to make sure that it's okay, it doesn't have much bugs, and I will announce the flight or I will schedule the flight as early as I could, and we will start it tomorrow, inshallah. And also I will update the heavy division mode, because as you may know, you cannot fly the Boeing 787 unless you have the heavy division updated mode. And it's very nice, actually. It's not that bad yet. So less than 10 minutes we will start descending. It's good so far, the experimental version, Sarhad. I think it's better, yes. I think it's better than the development version. As long as it shows the TCAS, the traffic on the TCAS, it's very nice. It does have some bugs, but it's good so far. So that's why I try to update it before I start any flight or any stream. Yeah, it's alright, Sarhad. Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to meet you. No worries. Take care. Inshallah, Sarhad, you are welcome at any time. وعليكم السلام سرعد. مع السلامة حبيبي. So our top of descent waypoint is approaching. It's Aknob, 41 miles to reach Aknob. So less than maybe 8 minutes or 7 minutes, which means that we have to get ready to start descending. Now we have ATC. It's ASPGR. It's not our airport. It's Guarulhos or Guarulhos Tower. Final check to the ATIS before we start descending. Still no information. Okay. Okay, so 5 minutes to start descending. So we will set our altitude to 280, keep it blue until we reach our top of descent. And now we are passing ACNO. Galileo traffic TAM 225 flight level 370 inbound PABIB descending to flight level 280, approaching, expecting ILS 15 via PABIB 1 Bravo. Will report on final. So now we have reported to the traffic that we are descending. So let's start descending now to flight level 28,000 feet. Now, Muhammad as-Siddiq, we can start or turn on the seatbelt sign.
Flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. You're doing this to fasten the seatbelt.
So final check, we have to be at ROPAS at flight level below 28,000 feet. And I don't see it going to ROPAS, it's going to PABIB. I don't know why. This is one of the bugs. So I will direct it to ROPAS to follow the star. So now I'm controlling the aircraft, the heading of the aircraft manually, because it's not following the right star, the right directions of the star. After ROPAS, we will go right 087 degrees and descend to flight level 22,000. continue descending to flight level 21. Because we have to be at this point. Now we are here heading to Ropas, so now we are below 28,000. We have to reach Kabok below 22,000, and we have to reach this point, Whiskey Juliet 001, flight level above 21,000 feet. Now we turn right 087. Now we are entering the clouds, so we will switch on de-ice or anti-ice to avoid icing on the wings and on the windows and on the engines. I don't know why it didn't show the star, the waypoints of the star. Anyway, we will control it manually. It didn't identify it in the MCDU, although it's there. Now we have reached ILTIT, so we turn left 026. degrees, and we will maintain at flight level 21,000 feet until we pass Whiskey Juliet 001. After Whiskey Juliet 001, it's already set as PABEB, so I think if we go back to the nav mode, it will automatically go to PABEB. I think now we can turn it on to the nav mode, so it will join the route, and we will decrease the speed to 280 knots. After PABEB, we should be in a good shape. Okay, now we descend to 12,000 feet. I will keep the speed to 80 knots until we reach Babib. After that we will reduce the speed to 250 knots because we will go below flight level 10,000 feet. So we will set the auto brake low. We have normal conditions on the runway. I think it's not that long. It's short runway. We'll double check again. It's not that short anyway. We will keep it low. Muhammad, how do you compare it to, what do you mean SGBL 2020? You mean that compare it to other flight simulators, or this is, now we are flying the MSFS 2020. But if you are asking to other simulators, each one has its own advantage. In terms of graphics, the best is the Microsoft Flight Simulator, but in terms of modes and aircrafts, variety of modes and aircrafts, the other simulators like X-Plane or P3D are better, I think. So now we are reaching Babib. I will reduce the speed to 250 and use the speed brakes. These are the speed brakes. You can see it here on the wings. we started to see the nice sceneries. Now we go back to the nav mode because we are approaching Pabib, so after Pabib we'll be heading using the nav mode. Once we pass Pabib, we will descend to flight level 9,000 feet. Now we have passed Pabib, so we descend to 9,000. Yeah, you are right, Muhammad. Very beautiful sceneries.
We have begun our final descent to Rio De Janiero. Flight attendants will be passengers in cabin.
Now we are approaching the flight level 100 or 10,000 feet, so we will switch on the landing lights.
All Wi-Fi related tasks until
We have thunderstorm here. We have thunder or lightning. So maybe we have some rains. So that's why I will put the auto brake to medium level. Now we have reached the transition level, so the QNH is 1006. After Golf Lima 039, we will descend to 6,300 feet until we reach Igdot. Now we descend to 6,300. All of this taken from the Navigraph, from the chart that I showed you before. We will maintain 6,300 feet until we pass Igdot, then we will descend to 5,900, and I will reduce the speed to 210. Again, it doesn't, we have that bug. And we will descend to 5,900. Now I will reduce the speed to 190 and use flaps 1. This is the slats. Now we will descend to 3,300, but after we pass Charlie X-ray 116 or Charlie X-ray India. Excellent. Now we descend to 5,400. Now we descend to 3,300 feet. We turn on the landing system.
Mercosul 2437 para chegada no Galeão. 2437 via Utibon 2 Alfa pro ILS da 10, tá passando 6.700 pés, descendo para 6.300, passou o Utibon com 4 milhas de Almoso 2437 da Mercosul.
Now we have established the localizer. So we turn on the localizer. Now the aircraft will keep heading to the airport or to the runway. Descend to 1,700 to establish the ILS. Galileo traffic TAM 225, establish localizer runway 15.
Mercosur 2437, more 10 miles to ILS to runway 10. And good land for you for now, 2437 Mercosur.
I think we are too high to establish the ILS.
$2,500.
This is the runway. Flaps 2. Landing gear down. I will land it manually.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Full flaps. Galileo traffic TAM 225 on final runway 15. I don't think we can make it. We are too high, so I will make a go around. Galileo traffic TAM 225 is going around. So we have to check the go around. We were too high to do the landing. So we will climb to flight level . Increase the speed to 190 and climb to flight level 3300.
O Mercosur 2437 ingressou no procedimento ILS da pista 10 do Galeão. Reportará estabilizado 2437.
So as you noticed, we were too high to establish the ILS, and we couldn't make it to make the landing right way. That's why I decided to go around. Now we are climbing to 3,300 feet, applying the go-around procedures.
Mercosur 2437, final approach, runway 10, Galeão, Rio de Janeiro. Mercosur 2437, estabilizado na ILS da 10 do Galeão, baixado e travado.
seems that most of the traffic are using it's not moving autopilot now, using the runway 10, so I will apply the runway 10. Uniform via Dongu or Dongi. Okay, so we have to climb to flight level 6,300 or 3,900. And make it automatically goes, no, not that way, not that way, no.
Marcos 2437 livrou a pista 10 do Galeão na Charlie, vai taxiar até o pátio da comercial. 2437 vacate the runway 10 by Charlie.
Very strange approach. And also the aircraft doesn't help the MCDU. And the weather as well. Let me try to let it go back. Yes, now it's heading right way to the waypoint Gavog. Okay, in the meanwhile we set the ILS 109.3. Thank you. Me too, Muhammad. It happens actually. It's normal. And don't forget we are using experimental version, still under testing.
2,500.
And that's the excitement of the Microsoft Flight Simulator actually, when you fly in a different weather conditions. No, it's not helping anymore.
2,500.
Let me direct it. it doesn't define or see the waypoints actually. Okay, what's that? Curitiba, Center Curitiba, maybe they will help us. 126750. Centro Curitiba, good day. TAM 225, flight level 3900. Request vectoring, please, to Galeo Airport.
10225, good afternoon, Curitiba turn squawk 3012, 3012 ident.
Squawk 3012, TAM 225.
10225, climb 6,300 feet.
Climb 6,300 feet, TAM 225.
I'm clear to climb just to 6,000 feet, 225.
6,000 feet, TAM 225. Now we set the squawk to 3012. Fortunately we have ATC, because actually I was lost. The aircraft, the MCDU doesn't help, and I don't see, like, as you see, it's totally overcast, cloudy, so no way we can do it manually. I was trying to use the Navigraph, the chart, until...
Curitiba, o TAN 2704 relatou problemas com áudio aqui. Está a 22 mil pés.
Until we have been reached by...
A gente peço para me chamar via texto, se possível, e se copia o meu áudio.
So now the ATC, they will vector us to the final runway.
10225, radar contact 6,000 feet, and vectors to final approach at runway 15, turn right heading 320.
Runway 15 and turn right 320, TAM 225. So we go back to runway 15. Okay, 109.3 again. ILS 15 via IGDOT insert and 109.3097. Let's confirm it. 097. So they let us go back to the runway 15. No. Runway 150 wireless 15.
TAN 2704, boa tarde, copia áudio.
Okay, now we set the wrong frequency. It's 110. That's it. Okay.
Pelo visto, ele não está recebendo áudio.
110.5 and 149 is the heading. Okay. Thankfully we have
225, descend 3,000 feet, turn right heading 060.
descend 3,000 feet, turn right 3030, TAM 225.
60 right, turn 225.
60 right, time 225. Now we are descending to 3,000 feet, heading 060. And we enjoy the nice
358, boa, copiar áudio, senhor.
sceneries of the mountains around Rio de Janeiro.
358, cordial muito boa, sendo transponder 3005, tá pronto, cópia? O 3588 autorizado Rio de Janeiro, Santos Dumont 250 via, decola pista 35 esquerda, saída é Baião, 1 ao Bravo, transição em Nibro, transponder já acionado 3005.
Essa 3819 tá passando 7.000 pés nesse exato momento.
Já está autorizado completar o procedimento IRS Victor da 35 esquerda chamando o localizador, então 3819, ajuste no 0 no 3.
Chamando o localizador, o 3819.
Então 3588, cotejamento correto, decolagem autorizada, pista 35 esquerda, vento 300 graus, meia dúzia de nós, ajuste no 0 no 3.
I'll reduce the speed to 180 and use flaps 2.
Then 225, turn right heading 120, correction 115, right 115, descend 2000 feet, clear LSV Romeo runway 15.
Turn right 115, descend 2000 feet, clear dial S15, time 225.
Call 620, descend 6,300 feet, then clear LSC Romeo runway 15, KNH 1008.
2,500.
Now the localizer established.
Down to 6,300 and clear LS15 Romeo calls 620.
Auto brake
2,500.
to low.
Então 3588, contato radar na decolagem, a 09 da hora passando 5.400 pés, no presente, está autorizado voar direto a Nibro, submantenha 250, reporte atingido.
Now we have established the localizer. Maintain 2000 until we establish the ILS.
Turn 225, clear land runway 15, wind 130 degrees, 18 knots. After runway vacated, Unicom 122.8. Thank you, bye.
Clear to land 15 and once landed, clear to Unicom TAM 225. Thanks for the ATC and have a good bye. Landing gear.
Curitiba, muito boa tarde. O Papa Romeu, Foxtrot, Mike X-Ray, São Chapecó.
Reduce this.
Papa Romeu, Foxtrot, Mike X-Ray. Cordial, muito boa tarde. É o Curitiba, prossiga.
Notificou Bacaxeira, instrumentos, nível de voo 90.
The speed brakes.
Foxtrot, Mike X-Ray, recebido, aguarde.
Aguarda X-Ray.
And now we are landing. We will switch to Unicom. Or we'll stay on the frequency. No, we can switch to Unicom now. Six miles or 6 DME. Actually, it's difficult. Yeah, it's one of the most difficult approaches. Now we go to the manage speed and use full flaps. Cat 3 landing.
$500. $400.
Now runway
300. 100 above.
inside.
300.
So I take control.
300. Minimum 200.
Very heavy crosswind.
100. $50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Finally, we landed. Retract the flaps.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rio De Janiero. The local time is 4:15 p.m. and it's currently about 25 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to
Galileo
keep
traffic
open overhead bins.
runway
Items
15 vacated via
If this is your
Bravo.
final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your
Thank you,
itinerary.
Muhammad. It was nice landing, but also it was difficult.
Apologize for the delay. Please
But
coordinate
not bad,
with airline
not that
staff as
bad.
necessary regarding connecting flights or vouchers.
you notice that the wind, crosswind was too strong. I felt I hardly could make the aircraft go down at the final before the touchdown, actually, maybe because of the wind. Now we are on taxiway Bravo. I'm heading to thank you, Asel. Okay, now let's switch off the landing lights, the strobes, and thank you, Melody. Thank you. I'm sure that this version, this experimental version, is has so many bugs because the flaps here they did not retract. We have traffic, inbound traffic now. He's landing, or she's landing, I don't know. Now this right is Lima 3. We will take Lima 2 to reach apron 1 and parking at any stand there. The TCAS here shows that we have some traffic on final approach. TCAS to standby, no need for the TCAS now. As you see, now we are on Bravo, and this is Lima 2 to the right, so we'll take Lima 2. Actually, very nice airport. As I said, it's one of the default airports in the game, in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but it's one of 10 or 15 airports customized all around the world. So that's why I always like to fly to or from it. And also it has very challenging landing. Now we can take this stand . okay. It's anyway, I should have taken the next taxiway to take one of the stands next to the jetways. Anyway, we can park here, apply the speed brakes, request the power, external power, not sure if we have external power, and switch off the engines. The lights, the beacon. Let's have a look from outside the aircraft. It seems that no power or stairs or catering or anyone here can receive us. Anyway, so this is it. We finally landed. It was not that safe landing, but finally we could have landed it, let's say, in a good way. Thank you so much. This is Rio de Janeiro, or Galeo Airport in Rio de Janeiro. It was really nice flight. I really enjoyed it. I hopefully you did so. Also, I really enjoyed chatting with you guys and your company, and I would like to see you always in all the flights. Allah يسلمك Sarah, shukran. One more thing makes this stream special, that in this stream we have passed the 100 subscribers, which makes this stream so special to me. Thanks a lot. Thank you all guys for your support, for your subscription, and for joining me in this in the flights in this channel. Inshallah, our next flight, I will do my best to make it tomorrow, and as I promised my friend, let me go back. Rida. Next flight will be on Boeing 787, the Dreamliner, and Qatar Airways. And also Miludi, we will do the next flight from Hawari Boumediene in Algeria to Doha. So stay tuned and put it on your schedule. Once I have make sure that everything is flyable, the mode, the airport, I will download it from flightsim.to, and once I make sure that it has no bugs, I will announce for the next flight. So get ready guys to join us in this flight. This is the other traffic. Thank you again, and see you soon. Take care. Bye bye. شكرا جميعا. كانت رحلة كتير حلوة اليوم. يعني بالمراحل الأخيرة من اللاندنج صادفتنا شوية مشاكل. هو أنا متخيل هو من المطارات الصعبة. الابروتشز كانت كتير صعبة، والعملية نزول، وخصوصا أنه كان في ضباب بالمراحل الأخيرة من اللاندنج. لحسن الحظ كان في برج مراقبة، فهو عملنا الفيكتورينج وساعدنا أنه ناخد الطريق الصحيح. كانت رحلة كتير ممتعة، أنا شخصيا استمتعت فيها. بتمنى أنكم أنتم كمان تكونوا استمتعتوا واستفدتوا بنفس الوقت. إن شاء الله رحلتنا القادمة بتمنى، يعني بحاول أنها تكون بكرة، راح تكون على متن طائرة الدريم لاينر بوينغ 787 قطر ايرويز، وراح تكون من مطار هواري بوميديان للدوحة. Rida, you are from Nigeria. Okay, my friend. I promise you I will do another flight from Nigeria. Yeah, I think I have a very beautiful airport there. So I promise soon I will have a flight from or to Nigeria. فإن شاء الله راح تكون رحلتنا، راح حاول تكون بكرة. راح أنزل يكون مطار كستمايزد من flightsim.to لمطار هواري بوميديان. راح أتأكد إنه ما يكون في بجز، وونس إني تأكدت راح أعمل كمان أبديت للهيفي ديفيجن لدريم لاينر حتى نقدر نطير عليها. راح تكون رحلة طويلة بس راح تكون ممتعة، فبتمنى مشاركتكم معنا بكرة في الرحلة. شكرا مرة تانية، ويعطيكم ألف عافية، ومع السلامة وتصبحوا على خير.